I'm David Thornton. Thanks for stopping by my cooking channel, At Home Fine Eating. Today I want to show you how to make Dave's chocolate fudge. Man, it's really good stuff. Brownie a la mode, Mississippi mud pie, just on some ice cream. All right, so let's get right at it. Let me go over the ingredients with you first. We're going to use 1.25 cups of cocoa, a ½ cup of light brown sugar, 3/4 cup of regular granulated sugar, and then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, we're going to mix the dry ingredients together first, and I like to use a whisk to just mix everything up real good. You can run it through a sift, the cocoa powder, if you'd like. It wouldn't hurt things, that's for sure, but the whisk does a pretty good job of breaking it up real good. So we're going to start with the dry ingredients. Then we're going to add 2 cups of heavy whipping cream and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. Then after we get the custard thick, we will add a 1/2 stick, that's 4 tablespoons of cubed unsalted butter, and 1/4 cup of bittersweet chocolate chips. So let me show you how I like to do this. First of all, we're going to mix all the dry ingredients together. Start with the cocoa. So 1 1/4 cups. Then we'll go with the 3/4 cup of granulated sugar, 1/2 cup of light brown sugar, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Alright, so we're going to take the whisk and just try to blend all this together good and get that cocoa powder broke up and sifted basically as best we can before we add the wet ingredients. Just try to get as many of the lumps as you can out. Once it heats up, it'll all blend in together, but you just got to keep stirring it constantly once we get it on the stove. And there's a few clumps in there, but they'll come out when it heats up. It's just like making hot cocoa. Alright, now that we got that whisked together pretty good, we're going to go ahead and add the cold heavy whipping cream. And we'll go ahead and put the vanilla in also. And we're just going to stir this a little bit. It's going to mix all up together and thicken once it gets warm, and we do not want this to boil. We just want to heat it up really hot. Alright, let's get this on the stove. Now we're going to start this out on a good medium heat. And we're just going to stir constantly until it gets really heated up good, smooth, where you can tell there's no lumps and everything's just really smooth and it's starting to thicken. Alright, we're just like a minute or so into it now. We got a long ways to go. And you can see a few little lumps in there, but it'll all melt down once it gets hot. Once it gets hot, it'll get smoother. So we just want to keep stirring this to some extent as it heats up. We're about a little over a minute into it so far. It'll take a few minutes. All right, we're about 5 minutes and 40 something seconds into it, and it's looking real good. It's looking like it's warm enough where it's thinking about boiling, and we don't want it to do that. So we're going to turn it off and just let it chill for a minute. So we're going to let it sit here for 1 minute. It's right at 6 minutes, so we're going to let it sit here for just a minute and just chill, and then we're going to add the chocolate chips and the butter. All right, it's been right at 1 minute. So let's add the butter chunks, cubes, excuse me. And let's go ahead and add the chocolate chips, the bittersweet chocolate chips. Now it's already pretty dark from the cocoa, but when this chips melt, it's just going to get darker. And just stir this until the butter and the chips are all melted and everything's just smooth. And then it's ready to enjoy. The stove is still off. Now this stuff works really good. I'm going to put it in the plastic container I have over here, and it'll keep in the refrigerator for, I don't know, a week anyway. Probably longer, but we're just going to keep stirring until we know all the chocolate is melted. And it is really good stuff. All right, our fudge has been kind of chilling for a little bit after we heated it up and added the butter and the chips and got everything going. It's really smooth. Man, it's really good stuff, and it's about to drive me crazy. Let's just try it. I just so happen to have a little bit of ice cream. So we're just going to put a little bit of this hot fudge out of this stuff. Is delicious. Oops. Just so happen to have some, and some pecans. So there you have it. Dave's Hot Fudge. Man, this stuff's good. I'm telling you, it's good on ice cream, brownie a la mode, Mississippi mud pie. That's coming. I have an awesome Mississippi mud pie. It's like a chocolate souffle on steroids. So anywho, that's Dave's chocolate fudge, hot fudge. Look, I appreciate you watching, and most of all, I hope you love the food. I can't help myself. It's so good.